Welcome back. Camden Yards in Baltimore. Game 3 of the American League Championship Series. The Baltimore Orioles leading the Yankees by a score of 2-1. Gary Thorne and Rick Cerrone. Welcome back, everybody. Heck of a baseball game underway here tonight.
Well, good pitching performance. Jimmy Key gave up the 2-run homer to ZEILE in the first inning. Bounced back, held the Orioles close. The Yankees somehow need to find some way to drive in a big run, maybe with 2 outs. But we're seeing a classic pitching performance.
Got a feeling this ball game, though, is not going to end up at 2-1. We will see whether or not that happens. One swing of the bat by this guy can change the complexion of a ball game. Darryl Strawberry will lead it off here in the 7th inning, and he fouls that one back. 2-1 lead for the Orioles. Strawberry inserted for the long ball, has picked up a single. He's 1 for 2. Mike Mussina's walked 2 and struck out 5.
Like the way Darryl's approaching Mussina. This isn't a real good matchup for Strawberry.
The other way. Zerhoff. 1 down.
See, up until that at bat, Gary, Darryl really stayed off the ball up in the strike zone. Right there, Mussina got the fastball above the belt and beat Darryl. But I like the way he was approaching Mussina, making him try to get the ball down. I know he struck out on a split finger, but that was a 3-2 split finger second at bat. He's had a nice approach today for a guy who really hasn't seen a lot of action in the last month of the season.
Mike Mussina gets the first out here in the 7th inning. And here is Mariano Duncan, who takes the fastball for a strike. Duncan the 0 for 2 in this game, 2 for 10 now in the series. Mariano Duncan hit the ball the other way. Big gap in left center field on him. Brady Anderson, the center fielder of the Orioles, moves over to right. 0-2 count.
Mussina really has had his command right from the first batter of the ball game. And that's tough to find when the pitcher, when he's had 7 days off. Last time he started was last Friday in the division series, but he's given them another quality start from their starters.
Big numbers for him. He got the strikeout. Got to make the throw. And he does. Hoyle's down to first for the assist. 6 strikeouts now for Mike Mussina in the game. And he looks like he's getting stronger.
It's amazing when a pitcher wants to step it up. You know, not his manhood, but his own aura, his ego was attacked a little bit when they said he wasn't a big game pitcher. He's out to prove something to Davey Johnson, to his teammates. That's pretty nice when you can call on a 19-game winner in game 3 of the championship series.
Getting it done right now. 2-1 the count. 2 down, rather. 2-1 the score. The Orioles on top, and a 1-0 count on Hayes, who has walked and reached on an error. Mike Mussina trying to retire the side in order here. This one drilled in the air, deep right field. Bonilla, Anderson, Brady Anderson. One of the deepest parts of the yard. But it's just a long out. Orioles have the 2-1 lead, bottom of the 7th inning. Rafael Palmeiro will lead it off. Led the ball club with 142 runs batted in, 39 home runs, yet through much of the year overshadowed by the likes of Cal Ripken and Eddie Murray coming back. Does it bother Rafael Palmeiro? We asked him.
No, not really. You know, I know that you know, I know what I'm capable of doing, and eventually, if I keep doing it, someone's going to notice. You know, that's really the approach that I'm taking. There's a lot of great players in this league, especially at first base, and I can't complain. You know, I've had my share of recognition, but you know, I just need to keep doing what I'm doing.
Keeps doing what he's doing. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. This guy is really an outstanding hitter. He just keeps doing it for the team, even when others overshadow personally. No, says Rich Garcia on the check swing called. 2 ball, no strike count on Palmeiro, who's 0 for 2 in this ball game. He has flied out and grounded out. Bottom of the 7th inning. Orioles with a 2-run lead, 2-1 lead. Jimmy Key has walked one and struck out 4. And that's on the inside corner for a strike. Since Todd Zeile delivered that home run in the first inning, accounting for the 2 runs, there has been one other hit, a single by Surhoff in the second inning. That has been it. 2-2 the count.
Well, this is a classic battle. David Weathers getting loose for the Yankees in the bullpen, but you see Jimmy Key against Mike Mussina. Doesn't get much better than this.
That one hit in the air to right field, not deep. Strawberry. Palmeiro's retired, one away in the 7th inning.
The ball's definitely not carrying towards right or right center field. And you know what I blame it on? Not wind or anything, just the cooler temperature. See what Jimmy Key has done since the Zeile home run. 18 of 20. That's as good as you can get. But it seems like the cooler weather, the ball doesn't carry as well as it does when there's a lot of humidity or hot temperatures.
Bobby Bonilla, the 0 for 2 tonight, fouls it off. Jimmy Key has only faced 3 over the minimum number of hitters he could face in this game, because the one walk he gave up was taken out on a double play. 2 of them came in the first when Anderson and Zeile got on and scored, and the other, the only man left on in this game, was Surhoff, who singled in the second inning
on an 0-2 pitch.
Yet he is trailing 2-1. Bonilla, the ground ball to short. Jeter. 2 down.
The one thing you always keep in mind with Jimmy Key, when he gets around the 100 pitch mark, that's usually the sign that, okay, you start getting some activity going. You see Mel Stottlemyre in the bullpen. That's the sign. Remember, this guy went through shoulder surgery last year. They didn't even expect Jimmy Key to be pitching until maybe July of this year. So what he's done to get to this point has really been remarkable.
30 starts, no complete games, 169 innings worked during the regular season. Interesting, Rick, both these pitchers tonight are kind of on that 100 pitch count mark. Both managers like to start getting the bullpens ready with both these pitchers near 100.
Well, I would think that Joe Torre would be more apt to go to the bullpen than maybe Davey Johnson. Davey Johnson's confidence is a lot better in the bullpen, but that's been the Yankees' strength all year.
Cal Ripken up. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ripken.
It might be a moot point because as easy as both starting pitchers are making it look, it's hard to take them out of a ball game.
Yep. Ripken has struck out and popped out. 2 down, nobody on. Just missed outside. Jimmy Key trying to thread that needle on the outside black. 2-1.
You know, Torre today really looks a little more tense, and I just have a feeling that Joe does not think this team can maybe score another run in this ball game.
Hit in the air to straightaway center field. Ripken will be the 3rd out as Williams puts it away. And Jimmy Key continues his domination here since the first inning. But that first inning home run by Zeile has so far held up. Camden Yards in Baltimore, where the Orioles are trying to take a 2-1 edge in this series. They have a 2-1 lead in this game, and it's getting late. 8th inning. Oriole fans into this a little. Girardi will lead it off. Joe Girardi against Mike Mussina. Both starters have gone the distance. Girardi has singled and hit into a double play in the game. Yankees have stranded only 4. Their big chance came in the 5th when they got 2 on with 1 down. Couldn't score there. This one hit in the air to left field. Surhoff going back. Warning track. Has room.
I'll tell you, that ball was crushed to left center field. It just stayed in the ballpark. Conversation between Jimmy Key and Mel Stottlemyre. How do you feel? You're probably letting him know what his pitch count is, or so. I mean, it looks like he's going to be back in there. for the Yankees. They're trying to find a way, Joe Torre is, to manufacture a run or two to try to get the lead in this ball game. Messina's been that tough.
Mike Mussina with one away, nobody on. Top of the order, Raines and then Jeter to follow. Tim Raines a single in 3 at-bats. Switch hitter draws Zeile in at third. And the pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Todd Zeile going to take away the easy bunt down that third base line. In case Raines tries that. Raines got the single by driving it between third and short in his first at-bat.
And I haven't seen Raines bunt all year. But for some reason, the scouting reports must say, well, there's a chance he might bunt. That's why Zeile is playing so close at third base. It definitely cuts down his range. Mussina 95 pitches here in the 8th inning. For the ball game, that is. 58 strikes. So he's right around that same
mark.
100 number.
0-1 count here. Raines takes the breaking ball, missed inside with a slider. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mike Mussina, 2 walks and 6 strikeouts in this game.
You're right on top of Mussina now. And we'll see if we can see when he loads his hands in his gloves. See? Looks like a fastball grip.
Got him to chase it, too.
Was a fastball. What we're trying to look for is if we see him set the knuckle curve grip. That's the fastball grip. Look at the movement on that fastball. Tailing away, up and away from Raines.
Oriole fans again up. 27-year-old right-hander trying to protect a 1-run lead here in the 8th inning. One-two pitch misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Raines.
So let's watch him. See the knuckle? See the finger? He's got a, that's the knuckle curveball. Real tight, quick rotation on a knuckle curveball rather than just the normal curveball. Normal curveballs are thrown with 2 fingers. The knuckle curve is actually a 1-finger curveball. It's a lot tighter spin.
2-2 delivery to second base. Alomar. Easy flip. 2 down.
See, I think right now the fans are seeing and witnessing something very special. Something that you don't really see that many of. And that's 2 great pitchers battling head-to-head. This becomes not just pitcher against hitter, but it's opponent against opponent. Key wants to match Mussina, and it's been that way all night.
That last start that he had was a week ago. We mentioned how he had complained about being moved around in the rotation. He is the ace, 19-game winner, but kind of not treated that way here by Davey Johnson in the postseason. Gave him the extra rest. Davey Johnson's just going to kind of smile to himself.
Well, Gary, I'm really amazed at the control that he's had tonight. He has stepped up, and usually pitchers struggle with too much rest because pitching is a feel. You have to have a feel for it. And he's been as good as you can be right from the first hitter of the game.
2 down, bases empty, and Jeter's got an 0 for 3 going in this game. About the only time here Jeter has been held down and put back to the bench in this playoff series.
And they're really using that curveball. They've shown him an awful lot of curveballs and high fastballs.
1-1 pitch to him, lined, and that is a base hit into the corner. Bonilla after it. Jeter on his way to second. Bonilla gets it into the cutoff man. Nope, over his head into Ritka. And Jeter's got a double. He represents the potential tying run.
Remember, we talked about curveballs and high fastballs. This time Mussina may be trying to go up the ladder, but look at this. This kid can handle the ball away from him. Look at that. That ball's away. Look at his head at contact. That is a tremendous piece of hitting. Watch his head. Boom. Stays right behind the baseball and drives it down the right field line.
Jeter now with 14 hits in the playoffs.
There's the fastball grip. Trying to go down and away. He just gets it up, and look at that. Boy, pretty good piece of hitting by Jeter. Tip your hat sometimes as a pitcher.
His second playoff double. Oh, here we are in the 8th inning with 2 down. The Orioles have a 2-1 lead. Williams 0 for 2 and a walk. They were number 1 in 1-run ball games, but they are trailing in this one by 1 run. And wouldn't you know it, it'll come to Bernie Williams. Yankees have been able to get the people they want up, even if not producing. They've had the matchups they want in postseason. And Bernie Williams gets the chance here, and that one is a base hit into left field. Surhoff up. The throw to the plate on Jeter, not in time, and this game is tied. Bernie Williams gets his 9th postseason RBI here in the 8th inning with 2 down, and the Yankees have come back to tie the game at 2.
All with 2 outs. Nice piece of hitting by Jeter to get himself in the scoring position. And then look at Bernie Williams. The knuckle curve, he hits the other way, but give Jeter an awful lot of credit. He got a tremendous jump off second base. Curveball away, Bernie stays that way and drives it through the hole. See the finger up, curveball's coming, and instead of trying to pull it, takes it the other way. And with 2 outs, Jeter's able to get himself a big jump off second base. No hesitation because there are 2 outs.
10 in a row had been retired by Mike Mussina prior to the double by Jeter.
Wow, the crowd got real quiet with that 2-out single by Bernie Williams.
This battle goes on between these 2 ball clubs. These have been 3 very tough ball games.
We just showed the graphic, 25 and 16 in 1-run games. The Yankees already are 3-0 in postseason in 1-run games. They play a lot of tough games. This season, even though the Yankees won 10 out of 13, a lot of close ball games that just happened to go the Yankees' way.
And their wins have come from behind here in postseason for the Yankees. Armando Benitez closest to you, the right-hander. Jesse Orosco, the left-hander. And it is a 2-2 ball game. Yankees now have picked up 6 hits in the game off Mike Mussina. 2 down. Tino Martinez, single and 3 at-bats. Takes it outside for a ball.
This game reminds me so much of that July 11th ball game with Mussina on the mound, holding on to I believe it was a 2-2 tie. Nothing tie. Now I'm starting to, it all comes back to me when you get to my age.
That's right.
You know, a nothing tie. Jeter breaks it up with the home run. The Yankees eventually won the ball game 6-0, but Mussina had pitched well until the 8th inning. And it was the 8th inning, led by Jeter, that got things going for the Yankees.
Boy, the story continues to be the same, doesn't it, for the Yankees offensively? Jeter and Williams.
Unbelievable. And you would think if you're the Orioles, they're the 2 guys in the lineup that you can't let beat you.
Yep. 2 down here, strike taken. 1 ball and 1 strike on Tino Martinez. Here in postseason now, Bernie Williams has picked up 9 RBIs. 9 of the 24 runs batted in for the Yankees have been off the bat of Bernie Williams.
Come on, guys, get on my back.
Let's go. Mussina trying to get out of this inning now. Williams on at first base. 17 stolen bases for Bernie Williams during the season. We've had very little base running efforts for these 2 teams in the 3 games they've played. This one obviously because there hasn't been anybody on to run.
And I wouldn't want to take the bat out of Tino's hand. We mentioned Mussina, very difficult to steal off him.
And that one down the left field line. Surhoff over. That's going to be trouble. Surhoff cuts it off. Williams on his way to third is in, and down to second base goes Martinez. Ball gets away. Ripken got to play at the plate. Hoyle's a tag. Not in time. The Yankees take the lead 3-2 on heads-up base running by Bernie Williams, and an errant play by Baltimore on a simple cutoff at third base.
Well, Gary, Todd Zeile is not even going to throw this ball to second base. The throw from Surhoff comes into third, maybe they thought they had a chance at second base. Look at this. You don't want to take the bat out of Tino's hands if Bernie gets thrown out stealing. Let him swing the bat. He drives it down the left field line. Surhoff cuts it off. Right here, he's deciding whether to throw it to third or back towards second. Zeile gets the throw, and he just bounces it in the infield. He wanted to hold up. He thought about going to second base. He held up. He threw it in the ground.
The error on Zeile allows Williams to score. Credit Martinez with a double. He is at second base. The go-ahead run comes on an error.
But also heads-up base running by Bernie Williams.
He got up and went. He hesitates at all. He won't get to the plate. Once he saw the ball loose, he just got up and took off and really caught Baltimore by surprise.
Unbelievable that Zeile, who I just thought was making a bluff throw towards second, the ball slips out of his hands.
And Cecil Fielder sends one deep to left field. Big Daddy, goodbye, home run. The New York Yankees, with 2 down in the bottom of the 8th inning, have rocked Mike Mussina and the Baltimore Orioles for a 5-2 lead.
Take advantage of what they're going to give you. Look at the reaction of the Yankees. Everybody out of the dugout. Big Daddy hits the home run. And just like that, so reminiscent of that July 11th game, this is almost scary. It all started by Jeter with 2 outs. And look at the extension. He hits that ball out in front. They know it in the dugout. Look at the reaction. That's what I like to see. Look at the guys in the dugout. Cecil knows it's gone. And just like that, they knock out Mussina, who was unbelievable all day.
Had retired 10 in a row before Jeter got the double. Cecil Fielder gets his 2nd playoff home run, his 3rd RBI of this game, and his 8th RBI of the playoffs.
There's the play. Look at the play. He's not trying to throw the ball. That's the Zeile play. Good aggressive base running by Bernie Williams. Cal tries to get as much as possible on that, but Bernie beats the play. Good hustle by Bernie Williams, just under the tag of Hoyles.
The bases are empty. The Yankees lead by 3. Jesse Orosco, the left-hander, comes on in relief of Mike Mussina to face his former Met teammate, Darryl Strawberry. Orozco's 3rd appearance in this series, an inning and 2/3 against the Yankees, 1 hit. Boy, 48,635 have been mightily quieted as Mike Mussina couldn't help but be upset.
Little chair. Boy, just like that. All with 2 outs.
Darryl Strawberry's fly ball to center field will be playable. Brady Anderson puts it away. Strawberry and the Yankees are retired, but what an inning. The 8th inning, 4 runs in. They did it on 4 hits, all with 2 down. Bernie Williams, their leader. What a turnaround in this ball game. And it is a big hurt being put on. Eddie Murray takes the pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Murray. The Orioles still have 2 chances left in this game. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning.
And a surprised character that I didn't think would still be in the ball game, Jimmy Key. But how do you take him out when he's been so effective?
Got the 5-2 lead. He has not had a complete game since '94. Did not pitch that much last year because of the injury. This season, for the same reason, didn't go that deep in games. Tomorrow, game 4, 7:30. Rogers, the left-hander. Rocky Coppinger starting for Baltimore. Check swing, ground ball, first base, Martinez, Key covering. And Murray's retired. He's 0 for 2 in the game. 1 away here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 48,635, the 2nd largest crowd ever at Camden Yards. The other was against Cleveland when they had 48,970, their largest ever.
There's the home run by Cecil Fielder. And why are home runs hit? Because you hit them out in front of the plate. They don't get in on you. Look at the extension right through the baseball. He doesn't know. He thinks it's gone. The dugout knew it was gone right away.
We mentioned very early on Mike Mussina, the one big problem, the home run ball that rises up against him. 23 were hit here during the year against him. Rocked along without having that problem, but it caught up to him in the 8th inning. Fielder delivered that home run. This one drilled foul down the right field line by B.J. Surhoff.
And Jimmy Key, 112 pitches now. The most he's thrown this season. He had one game where he threw 120 pitches. Joe Torre's thinking, try to get Key through the 8th inning. Then you can go to Wetland or Rivera in the 9th.
What a job he has done in this game. 2-run homer by ZEILE in the 1st inning accounted for both of the Baltimore runs. Since then, only one base runner's been left on. That was in the 2nd inning. He has walked only 1 and struck out 4. They'll be ready just in case. And the pitch is taken outside.
See, I think what Torre has, Gary, he has Rivera ready for this inning. If Key gets himself in trouble, if Surhoff happens to reach base, he'll go to Rivera and then use Wetland in the 9th inning. That's been the winning formula for the Yankees this year.
2-ball, 2-strike count.
There's Wetland, who they call Psycho. Everybody in the bullpen, the Yankee bullpen, have little nicknames.
2-2 pitch. Got him. Wow, he is still in charge. 5 strikeouts in the ball game now. 2 down in the 8th inning. This copyrighted telecast authorized under rights granted by Major League Baseball solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publications, reproduction, retransmission, or use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express consent of Major League Baseball is prohibited. Gary Thorne and Rick Cerone in a turnaround game here. The Yankees with a chance to go up 2-1 in this best of 7 after being down until the bottom half of the 8th inning. All the wins they've had in postseason have been come from behind. That effort by Jimmy Key allowed them that chance. Chris Hoyles, left center field. Williams over. Will haul it in. And Jimmy Key just keeps on going. He retires the side in order. He has set down the last 11 batters he's faced. Last runner a walk in the 5th.
Look at that. Hugs in the dugout. And, you know, he puts the jacket on. A lot of handshakes. That would make you think that his night is done. But, I mean, you got to be tempted to let him go out there for the 9th, especially with Brady Anderson leading off the 9th inning. But it looks like his night is done. How do you take a guy out that's retired 23 out of the last 25? But that's why the managers get paid the big bucks.
Figuring you may need him again. But it sure looked like he has left. It is a 5-2 game, 9th inning, as the Yankees. It's Terry Matthews. Right field. Playable. Mariano Duncan will be retired. Bobby Bonilla moves over to get it. Duncan an 0 for 4. 1 down in the top of the 9th inning. Hayes and Girardi do up here for the Yankees. Orozco worked the 3rd of an inning, retired the batter he faced. Now Matthews on in relief for Baltimore. Mike Mussina, 7 2/3, 5 runs, 8 hits, walked 2 and struck out 6, giving up the 1 home run to Cecil Fielder. Stottlemyre, the pitching coach, making sure the Yankee bullpen is ready to go. So Mike Mussina in the clubhouse for Baltimore now faces the possibility of having lost his last 7 decisions against the New York Yankees.
And really, if you look back on his performance, where's the bad pitch? Okay, maybe the pitch to Cecil for the home run. But Martinez hit a nice pitch for the double down the left field line. Jeter went out and got the fastball. Maybe it was just a bad pitch selection. Give Jeter something out over the plate where he handles very well. He takes it down the right field line for a double. The mess up by ZEILE. The only bad pitch Mussina made all night is the home run pitch to Cecil.
Amazing. Pitch is taken outside. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Charlie Hayes. Hayes reached on an error, has walked and flied out in this ball game. Yankees, of course, have won the last 6 ball games here at Baltimore during the regular season, winning them all. And now threatening to do it again. And in this kind of a way, it's a devastating kind of loss if Baltimore doesn't come back.
This is a nasty loss.
Yeah.
Because the way it looked, it did not look like the Yankees were going to be able to score another run off of Messina. That's how good he was throwing. Then all of a sudden, you drop a 4 spot on him. And just like that, the whole crowd is out of the ball game. And it just takes the heart out of it. Game 3 is always the swing game in a best-of-7 series, especially if it's a 1-1 series. I mean, it's that much more important. The Yankees, to their credit, they have found a way to get the things done when they need to. I don't know. You shake your head, you scratch it and say, how are they winning ball games? They're finding ways to do it. And I guess
sure
Bernie
is making a difference,
yeah,
isn't he?
Bernie Williams is the reason.
And that pitch by Matthews misses outside. And Hayes is on with a 1-out walk here in the 9th inning. Terry Matthews giving that one up. Girardi coming up. Checking the signs at third base here from Willie Randolph. The New York Yankees, you know, just wanting this game over now. They won't mind adding some more runs here, but they want it over.
And the way you add is by playing aggressive baseball. Girardi, I mentioned, a real good contact hitter. Do a lot of little things with him. I mentioned the hit and run earlier in this situation. Would not surprise me. Try to get that next run.
That's what they're doing right here. Trying to move that base runner up with the bunt. Girardi with a single in 3 at-bats in this game. Joe Girardi had 11 sacrifices during the year. He led all Yankees in sacrificing base runners.
3 squeezes. Torrey will do whatever it takes to try to manufacture a run.
Hayes on at first base. Zeile on the cut of the grass at third, moving in a bit. Palmeiro staying there, of course, to hold the bag on the base runner. 9th inning, game 3. Yankees with a 5-2 lead here in Baltimore. Terry Matthews, the 3rd Baltimore pitcher. Girardi swinging away on this one, strike 2.
The other thing about the Orioles and the Yankees this season, they have not been able to beat their left-handed starting pitching. The Yankees feature 3 lefties in their rotation. The Orioles, if they lose this ball game, will be 0-7 against the Yankee starters, the lefty starters. That's a tough thing to come back from. You have another lefty starter going for Joe Torre tomorrow in Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers and Rocky Coppinger, the scheduled starters for game 4 tomorrow that we'll have for you at 7:30. 0-2 delivery. Struck him out. No throw down to first. 2 down.
You know, it's also an ugly feeling to go into this series knowing that you have not been able to beat the Yankees at home if you're the Orioles. There's been games here that you shake your head, you go away, and you say, how did the Yankees win that game? But they've done it 4 or 5 times against the Orioles this year in this ballpark. That 15-inning game. The game I mentioned to July 11th with Jeter, it was Messina on the mound who was almost perfect. Nothing scoreless game. Jeter hits the home run. All of a sudden they score 6 runs in a hurry to win 6-0. So you shake your head, you say, okay, let's try to keep battling somehow.
And they have done that. Leadoff batter for the Yankees, Tim Raines, has 2 down. Runner on at first base. Jimmy Key will be coming out of the ball game.
He'll be replaced by Psycho. How about that nickname? He's the head of the bullpen. What a pre-game ritual he has. He dresses up, he rollerblades throughout the stadiums. He's got all these pads on his, I'm talking about John Wetland, he's got pads on his knees, he's got pads on his elbow. Rollerblading, that's his workout. And you know what? I mean, my daughter rollerblades, and it's a tough workout. He does it for hours.
It's worked. Led the league in saves. 2 down here. Raines Back to the mound. Matthews makes the play. The Orioles will get one more shot at it. Bottom half of the ninth inning. The Orioles trailing by 3 runs here at their home Camden Yards, where John Wetland will come on. Luis Sojo is the defensive replacement at second base for Mariano Duncan.
And on the mound, John Wetland. 43 saves on the year, hard-throwing right-hander, overpowering fastball, curveball, slider, and I think really the slider has been the difference in the year for John Wetland. 2 and 3, 43 saves. That led the American League. 69 strikeouts in 63 innings. Appeared 8 times against the Orioles with 7 saves.
Oriole fans trying to rev it up here at Camden Yards. Brady Anderson, Todd Zeile, Roberto Alomar will be due up. Anderson doubled off Wetland in his only appearance against him in this series. He is 1 for 2 with a single, 1 for 3 with a single in his first at bat. Todd Zeile, the home run in the second inning, accounting for the Oriole runs. Oriole crowd right now really hoping against hope. Pitch is inside by Wetland, 2-0.
See, that's the only thing when you take a Jimmy Key out of the game, and I know his pitch count was a little high. Wetland's only problem this year has been control. If he goes into a little lapse, he usually puts some runners on with walks, and then with this lineup, 1 home run and they're right back in the ball game.
Fastball, Anderson taking. He's trying to draw the walk here. Anything to get on for Brady Anderson. Orioles need base runners. John Wetland, 2 ball, 1 strike count. Jimmy Key, 8 innings, 2 runs on just 3 hits. He walked 1, struck out 5. Key could be the winner in this game. Anderson fouls it back, and Wetland evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
See Mel Stottlemyre, pitching coach of the Yankees. He was a sinker slider pitcher. There's Mel. He mentioned his son got the victory yesterday in the Atlanta-St. Louis game. But Mel Stottlemyre really helped John Wetland this year with his slider. That was a pitch that was an in-between pitch for Wetland. He adjusted the grip, and that's made a big difference in his year.
1 down, bottom of the 9th, as John Wetland gets the strikeout, coming back from a 2-0 count on Brady Anderson.
I think John Wetland must have been hearing us talk about the slider, because that's exactly what he goes to here. Look at the tight rotation. See the little, look at that. I mean, that ball is breaking. 88-mile-an-hour slider. Just like that, he was fooling around with it, working with Mel Stottlemyre, adjusted his grip, and it's really helped him this year.
Todd Zeile takes the strike. The last Baltimore base runner was a leadoff walk in the 5th inning. 12 in a row have been retired since then by Key and now Wetland. Fastball right there. Strike 2 on Zeile.
You wonder where John Wetland gets his power from? Well, look at his lower half. He's got very strong, he's very thick through the thighs. People, it's a misconception. You think you throw all with your upper body, but it's your legs that are so important in pitching.
Teased him, 0-2 pitch outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Zeile.
Very strong base, Gary, for his legs. Look at his legs. He sits on that back leg and then drives it right through the catching or the hitting area through the catcher's mitt.
That is 1 down Orioles dugout right now. They thought, and they had justifiable reason to think, they were on their way behind Mike Mussina to an edge in this series. Ground ball off the mound, literally played by Sojo, and the defensive play by Luis Sojo inserted to do just that by Joe Torre.
Wow. Soho, he's been sitting on the bench. It's 50 degrees out. He's ready to play. He wants to contribute. The ball comes back through the box. Wetland thinks he's going to make a kick save, and then look at the range on Soho, the off-balance throw. Strong throw from that position to get ZEILE at first base.
That's a big-time play right there. That's why I get paid to manage.
Yes, sir.
The Baltimore Orioles are down to their final out here. Joe Torre's Yankees with 4 runs in the 8th inning. A 5-2 lead. Davy Johnson's Orioles, the team unable to get the offense going here tonight after that first inning. Wild cut by Roberto Alomar, who's 0 for 3, and he's down on the count, 2 strikes.
What's so heartbreaking for the Orioles, they were 4 outs away from victory. There was 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 8th inning for the Yankees before Jeter got it started. And then a big hit by Bernie Williams. They had not been producing base hits with men in scoring position. They really were struggling at that, and they come through late in the ball game.
Wetland looking for his 3rd save of the postseason. Should have it right here. Tino Martinez and the Yankees have come from behind again. All of their wins in postseason are come from behind wins. They take game 3 and have a 2-1 lead in this series. Jimmy Key, the winner, Wetland, the save, and Mike Mussina has now lost his last 7 decisions against the Yankees.
And the Orioles have not been able to beat the Yankees here at home. 0-7 now in this season. They also have not been able to beat a lefty starter for the Yankees. They also are 0-7 this year alone against the Yankees lefties. Jimmy Key, what can we say about Jimmy Key?
Magnificent.
It looked like it was going to be a short evening. The first 2 hitters, already he's down 2-0 on the ZEILE home run. He settles down. 23 out of the last 25 retired by Jimmy Key. Clutch hitting by the Yankees. They win a tough ball game here on the road.